Of all the mysterious and almost magical creations of the ancestors, nothing compares to the mystifying Ironheart. In game, this creation is not explained, not much other than humanity is at war with the Vulgus over them. The following is really the only bit of information we have explained in game, explaining the Ironheart, other than they're connected also to the Colossi. I'll let this short clip play and explain.
Cover me! So this is the Ironheart. This could wipe out all of the Vulgus, right? And 3 of these used together can end the war? It's so cool!
Hello and welcome back to the channel, Descendants. I'd like to announce that the channel is doing its first giveaway of Caliber, the 1060 bundle. We'll be giving that away next Friday. To enter and have a chance to win, all you need to do is like the video and leave a comment. I really appreciate you guys. So what is the Ironheart? The ancestors mastered an almost limitless energy source. An energy source that could grant the average citizen of their precursor race immense abilities. This kind of power, however, is something that the ancestors cannot allow to fall into the wrong hands, should their planet of Ingress ever be invaded. For this reason, the power of RK would need a vessel. So they created a shell, an iron heart, to surround this energy source. After their creations, they would take these 3 iron hearts, these relics, and they would hide them in their most sacred of temples. But this would not be enough. They would also need protectors. This is where the Colossi enter the fray. Much of the Colossi's origin is still shrouded in mystery, but if you'll indulge me, I feel like we should take a look at some possible theories as to where they came from and what their purpose is on Ingress. The Colossi's origins are tied to the most ancient of technologies that grant them incredible resilience and strength. They are silent protectors, only making their presence known after an Ironheart has been removed from one of their ancestors' temples. In ancient times, they were frontline soldiers, fighting to preserve the ancestors' vast civilization, embodying the spirit of perseverance and unwavering resolve. Before I dive into anything too speculative, I feel like it is imperative that we dive into the thoughts of the Void Energy lore card, and it reads as follows. The Void Energy contains too much data. It has been determined that interpreting even a tenth of that data in the energy field would yield significant information for humanity. However, that number even seems so far off. There are several reasons for this, but the biggest one being that the vast amount of information is compressed. It cannot be interpreted. In particular, void energy contains a variety of negative energies, almost like emotions, which are ever-changing. The void energy itself changes into many forms, almost as if it were conscious, almost as if it had its own emotions. It has also been revealed that it contains various waveforms of emotions. It is the energy that powers the Colossi and the actual substance that constitutes the void. Therefore, understanding the void means understanding void space, and by extension, the Colossi themselves. The origin of the void and the beings inside it, namely the Colossi, are still some of the most perplexing problems humanity faces. Notably, the Colossi and the void cannot be considered separately, as all Colossi known to mankind are powered by void energy. We believe in the urgent need to understand void energy so we can comprehend the nature of the void. We recommend this analysis and study be elevated to the highest priority. That was a lot of information, but I think the biggest takeaway in itself is the fact that the realm the Colossi reside in cannot be considered separate from the Colossi themselves. And this is where I'm going to get into my speculative thoughts here. I believe that the ancestors discovered the void. I believe they harnessed that power and targeted it to create RK. I believe after they created RK, they may have sought to become one with this immense power in the void. Hence, the reason that the void seems to be conscious and have emotions. Because if you were a living being who gave yourself up to the void, you would then absorb those emotions. So if you consider the possibility that the precursor race of the ancestors surrendered their physical form to become one with the void and be imbued with its power, it would make sense that at some point they created the Colossi to manifest a physical form should a threat ever appear. And that is why that the void energy powers the Colossi, because they are nothing more than vessels, shells, for this power to manifest a physical form. RK and Ironheart were their crown jewel, their crowning achievements of all their technology and knowledge. So I imagine that when they gave themselves up to the void, they knew they would need a physical form of protection to protect these things. When they give themselves up, I imagine also that Ingress was in a time of great peace. Otherwise, why else would you surrender yourself to the void and leave your world behind? The void, by its very nature, subsumes emotion and absorbs that energy and reflects it. This is why it is ever changing and why it is so difficult to understand. And if you look at the Vulgus invasion, this could point to why the Colossi are also turning against us and why we are fighting them as soon as we make contact with the Ironheart, or even the Vulgus make contact with the Ironheart. I think it is highly probable that these invasions and these negative emotions have corrupted a once pure protector of Ingress to the point that they now are nothing more than lost creations of the ancestors themselves, blinded by corruption, pain, and anger. This theory, I think, answers several questions that we so far, at the current point in time, do not know the answers to. It answers what the Ironheart is. It's a containment device, specifically for storing RK. It answers the bigger question of what the Colossi are. They are creations, they are physical forms for the ancestors. And it also answers the biggest question, where are the ancestors? What happened to them? How did an entirely technological advanced precursor species just vanish? And I firmly believe the answer to that is they learned how to transfer their life essence into the void so that they could live forever. And they currently inhabit the form of these colossi that have been corrupted by such negative emotions and hate and war, plaguing the world of Ingress. I feel that the Vulgus were also created by the ancestors, but for a different reason. They were created to scour the stars so that the ancestors could extend their reach to the stars and become a interplanetary species. I think they had this technology. I think they sent the Vulgus on their mission, but when the Vulgus returned, they found the ancestors were gone. The ancestors had discovered the void and discovered its power and given themselves up to it. And seeing that the opportunity to take the ancestors' technology in the Ironheart, the Vulgus began their invasion. But you guys let me know if you want me to do a deep dive on the Vulgus. I actually have a plan to. I have several videos planned out. If you guys made it this far, I really appreciate you guys for watching, and I would love to hear your thoughts and theories down in the comments. And like I said in the beginning of the video, my channel is doing its first giveaway next Friday. I'm a fairly small channel. This is my first giveaway. I'm just kind of dipping my toes in, seeing how everything works. So please bear with me. But I'm really excited to see how that goes. Really excited to get you guys involved, and really excited to make someone, happy with a Caliber bundle. I really appreciate you guys checking the video out.